Well, hello and welcome to another episode with Forging Futures, where we are actually helping folks forge their future to create a life by design, not living the one by default. So congratulations for showing up again and getting a little nugget of information that hopefully will take you from where you're at right now to where you're looking to go. For those of you that don't know me personally, my name is Diane Graber. I am the host of this podcast and of Forging Futures in general. And quite honestly, I'm on a mission, and I'm on a mission to make sure that people understand the fact that you do not have to live a life by default. You have the power and the capability within you to create the life that you have always dreamed of. You just have to be willing to work for it. You have to create a plan, and you got to work the plan. And so my mission, like I said, is to help that happen. And today, what I want to talk to you about is actually the power of being very persistent. The power of persistence, my friends, it works. If you are persistent enough with the things that matter the most with you, you will accomplish them. Now, sometimes there are bends in the road. Sometimes the road is as curvy as it gets, but you have to really pay attention to what's going on in your environment. And you have to stop looking for excuses to not be persistent to reach your goals. You know, it seems like it's really, really easy these days for people to just give up, give in, give up. It's a lot easier to do that than it is to stick in there and to dig in a little deeper and to make things happen that you really do care about. Take a look at what's going on in the world around us. People give up on everything, marriages, mortgages, you name it, their jobs, their churches. It's easy to find an excuse to walk away from things, and it's easy to find an excuse to do something that's easier. We tend to take the path of less resistance. And what I really want to impress upon you today is that you have to get away from that idea of taking the path of less resistance and start taking on that mindset of being persistent until you get what you really are desiring in your life. It's radically important, and it'll make a big difference for you. Now, this weekend, and the reason why I'm a little late getting this podcast out to you, I got to spend some time with some people in my team in my home-based business in the network marketing space. And I got to, have some really good quality conversations with these folks. Some of them have been in our business for quite a while now, 2 years pushing. And quite honestly, it was really incredible to understand that these people are willing to be persistent until they're done. They're willing to stick in the game, do what's necessary, learn something new, learn a new skill set, tune up what they do right now to make it better and to make it work for them. A lot of people won't do that. A lot of people, like I said, will take that path of less resistance. And where does that get you? That gets you nowhere. That gets you on the couch, lazy, doing nothing and letting life just come at you. You have to be willing to be persistent to get the things you want out of life. But folks, you got to know what it is that you want. What actually is it that you want? Do you want nice cars, a great relationship, a good job? Do you want to own what you do? All of us have different things in life that we want, which means we all have a different set of goals. We all have a different plan to get there. We all have different skill sets that are necessary to do what it is that our heart desires. So really think about, what is it that I really want? What is it that's lacking in my life right now? And what is it that if I were to have it, it would make a big, big difference in my world? Then figure out what you need to do and how long you need to be persistent to make that happen is really up to you. Will you learn the skill sets that you need to make that happen? Will you stick in the game long enough to make it happen? Will you stop finding excuses so that you can just walk away from it? Or will you dig in and actually look at something as a challenge rather than an excuse? Because you can look at it both ways. It can either be an excuse for you to ditch out, or it can be a challenge that you just need to overcome. That's all up to you, and that's all up to your perception. So my advice to you this week is figure out what you really, really want in your life. Is it a different relationship? Is it a different environment? Is it a different way to earn money? What is it that you really, really want in your life? Then you need to put some goals together, and you need to set things in motion, and you need to actually come up with a course of action. And then you need to realize, what are the skills that I need to actually make this happen? You have to seek out those skill sets in order to make that all come together And then you have to be persistent long enough to make it happen. And again, everyone's timeline is different. Everyone's goals are different. The things that people want out of their life from one to another are radically different. But figure out, what is it that you want? Really search your soul, really figure it out, and then come up with the plan and be persistent enough, long enough to make it happen. So listen, it was great to have you here again today. It's always my pleasure to come to you each and every week. My advice to you is to be happy, be safe, and for Pete's sakes, be kind to one another. Have a great rest of your day, and we will see you next week again.